Hey there, welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hardest working, most powerful words in the entire English language. Seriously, they are the engine of every single sentence, the words that make everything happen. Yep, you guessed it, we're talking about verbs. So let me ask you this. If a sentence were a company, which word would be the CEO, the star employee, and the entire factory floor all rolled into one? You got it. The verb. It's the undisputed hero of our story today. It doesn't just sit on the page looking pretty. It acts, it connects, it describes states of being. It really does all the heavy lifting. But, to really get a handle on their power, we can't just think of them as words. The trick is to think of them as professionals with specific and often secret jobs that they're hired to do. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. Okay, so let's dive right into our first pair of secret jobs. This one is all about a verb's personality. Is it a strict rule follower, or is it a master of disguise? So, first up, we've got the rule followers. Now, the official grammar name for these is finite verbs. The word finite literally means limited, and that's the key. These verbs are limited by their subject. It's like they have a strict dress code. They have to change their form to match who or what is doing the action. And check this out. You can see it plain as day right here. When the subject is we, the verb is like. But the second we switch the subject to she, boom, the verb has to snap into formation and become likes. Same thing happens with are and is. That ability to change, that's the dead giveaway for a finite verb. And then you have their rebellious cousins, the shapeshifters or non-finite verbs. These guys, they couldn't care less about the subject. They show up to the sentence looking like a verb, but secretly, they're often moonlighting, doing the job of a completely different part of speech. So what kind of secret identities are we talking about? Well, they've got three main disguises. They can pop up in a sentence pretending to be a noun, an adjective, or even an adverb. They are the true chameleons of the grammar world, for sure. Let's zoom in on one of their most popular costumes, the gerund. A gerund is basically a verb that slaps an ing at the end and goes to work as a noun. Its secret job is to take an action and turn it into a thing. It gives a name to an activity. Okay, look at this sentence. Here, swimming isn't what someone is actively doing in the moment. It's the name of the activity itself. It's the subject of the sentence, a job that's normally reserved for nouns. See? It's a verb in disguise. Now, this is where it can get a little tricky, because another ing shapeshifter, the participle, acts as an adjective. But don't worry, there's a really simple test to tell them apart. Just ask yourself, is the word the name of an activity? Smoking is injurious. Yes, smoking is the name of the activity. That's a gerund. Or is it describing a noun? A rolling stone. Yep, rolling is describing the stone. That's a participle. Easy, right? All right, you ready for the next set of secret jobs? This one is all about a verb's social life. Does it need a partner to make sense, or is it perfectly happy to fly solo? This brings us to the social butterfly versus the loner. Social butterflies, or technically transitive verbs, feel kind of incomplete on their own. They need to transfer their action to something or someone, which we call an object. But loners, intransitive verbs, they're totally self-sufficient. Their action is complete all by itself. And get this, there's a super easy test. After a social butterfly like wrote, you can ask, wrote what? And you get an answer, a story. That's its object. But now try that with a loner like laughed. Asking laughed what? It just makes no sense. The action is complete, and that verb is happy all on its own. Oh, and we can't forget about one other type here, the connectors, or linking verbs. These verbs don't really do any action. Their whole job is just to connect. They work like a big equal sign in the middle of a sentence, linking the subject, like he, to more information about him, a good father. He equals a good father. See? All right, for our final category, let's explore a verb's inner world. Is it a doer, an all-out action hero, or is it more of a thinker, a quiet philosopher? So this last one isn't about rules or partners. It's all about what the verb actually means. We call them action or dynamic verbs when they describe a physical, observable action. And we call them state or stative verbs when they describe a state of being, an opinion, or an emotion. Something you can't actually see happening. And the difference is actually pretty easy to feel out. You can see Joe dancing, it's a dynamic action. But you can't actually see Kevin wanting something. Wanting is just a state of mind. The real kicker is that doer verbs sound totally normal with an ing ending, like is eating. But saying, he is owning several companies, it just sounds weird, right? That's your clue. And here are some of the most common thinkers you'll see around. They all deal with what's going on inside our heads and our hearts. Opinions, emotions, our senses, and possession. They're describing our internal state, not some big external action. So, we've met the rule followers and the shapeshifters, the social butterflies and the loners. Let's put it all together now. Let's see how knowing these secret jobs lets us build and understand sentences with incredible precision. Okay, let's build a sentence from scratch and assign the jobs as we go. We'll start with just one word, hearing. Right away, we can identify its job. It's an ing form, so it's probably describing something. It's a non-finite shapeshifter working as a participle. Okay, now let's add our main verb, decided. This is our finite rule follower. It's the anchor of the whole sentence. It's also a doer, right? Deciding is an action. And since we can ask, decided what? It's also a social butterfly, a transitive verb that's just waiting for its object. And we complete the thought with to leave. That's another non-finite shapeshifter, an infinitive this time. Isn't that cool when you see it all laid out? Each verb has a very distinct job, and when they work together, they create this perfectly clear and complex idea. You see, understanding these roles isn't just about passing a grammar test. It's the key to powerful, precise writing. When you choose your verbs, you're not just picking words. You're hiring for a specific job. So the next time you write something, think about it. What secret jobs are you going to give your verbs?